this is actually the size of it. First thoughts out of the package. It's smaller than I expected, but it's a nice size. If this turns into 40 liters, I think that's pretty good for a bag. This backpack right here is the ultimate carry-on. It's the Hommie 40-liter backpack. Now, what's cool about this thing are a couple of key features. The first one I want to mention is these compression straps on the outside. Now, this bag, it can be zipped down to a 20-liter bag, or it can be extended by unzipping it with one of its compartments in here to become a 40-liter bag. Now, this compartment I'm talking about is this one right here. This is obviously where your clothes are going to go. The great thing about this backpack is it really acts kind of like a carry-on luggage, where it's got this huge space for all of your clothing, whatever items you want to bring with you. I want to show you guys just how much we can actually fit in this a little bit later on in this video, so stay tuned for that. Another key feature to mention are these compression straps. So once you have it completely spread out, you can really utilize these straps to maximize the space that you have, condensing the bag down to almost half of its size. Another key feature, on the back, we have this cool compartment back here, which is a padded electronics laptop sleeve, as well as for tablets and other things that you want to use. There's a good amount of space in here, so you could really stuff a lot of stuff in there. Now, that kind of stows away and it's super low profile. You wouldn't even really notice it's there unless you owned the bag. There's so many sneaky compartments just like that one. Here on the back, while we're here, let me show you this little strap. This is for sliding right over top of your luggage handle so that you can tow this around easily throughout the airport. Right underneath that, you have this secret compartment for little pieces like maybe a passport or a phone that you want to be a little bit more protected, a little bit harder to reach. That way people can't just easily snag that or pickpocket while you're traveling through the airport, through the airplane, or through whatever destination you're in. So that's super cool, super sneaky. Another sneaky one is this one right here, which is a good spot for maybe headphones for a credit card, a gift card, just something small, maybe even a couple sneaky snacks they can throw in there as well. Now, since we're on this side, let me show you some of these other features before we move on to the front. You got this chest strap, it's adjustable, you can slide it up and down, and it's got a bungee to it so that it's going to be a little bit more comfortable and stretching across your chest. Comes with a cute little whistle, you know, that's always important to have. So, that pretty much sums up the back of this bag, and let's bring you to the front a little bit. This front is a super nice waterproof canvas right here. It's got this waterproof material, or at least water resistant. We're going to do a test to see how waterproof this material is and how waterproof the entire bag is a little bit later on in this video. But for now, let's stay focused on the features that are here in the front. You have this pretty large compartment here for electronics, for pens, pencils, and other things. You have another one right here that opens up for even more things. And in here you're going to see it has this little cord. So what does this connect to? This connects to your portable charger so that you could charge potentially from the outside of this bag by plugging in your device to right here. You can keep your items charged, your devices like your tablets or your phones, while going through the airport and while traveling. You can charge from your bag, which is super cool. If this is going right underneath your seat anyways, plug your cord into your backpack and you can just charge while it's still under your seat. It makes it pretty simple. Again, there's more sneaky pockets just like this one. This one seems to be the only one with this waterproof zipper. I believe it's because it's the only one that's kind of exposed on the front side, and that might take the most of the brunt force of the rain if you are running through a rainstorm or something like that. This pocket is about the size of my hand, so it's going to be good for whatever you want to put in there and anything you want to keep dry. Then this little zipper stows away up into that little waterproof nook, I'm going to call it. Okay, that pretty much sums up the main features I wanted to talk about. Oh wait, there's one more that I forget about. See, this backpack just keeps on giving and giving. So, like we said, right here, this compartment here is huge. It expands to 40 liters, and that's going to act a lot like your luggage, your carry-on, your typical hard shell suitcase. It's cool that they incorporated those features into the fun size of a backpack. Now, this part is also crucial to mention because I don't know if you've ever been traveling and you've had, maybe it was your last day, you wanted to get a final swim in at the beach or at the pool, your swimsuit's wet and it doesn't quite dry before your flight. Well, this is a wet-dry compartment. So you can put something wet or dry or whatever it is in here, and it's going to be separated from the other things that you want to keep dry. So if you put your wet swimsuit in here, it's going to stay waterproof, it's going to stay separated from all of your other dry clothing, from your clean clothes, from anything right here, and especially from your electronics and everything that you want to keep safe and dry. Now again, this goes for anything that's soiled either, like if there is really dirty socks or really dirty things you weren't able to do laundry. This compartment is going to keep that separate and it's not going to infect all of your other items. So that's super cool to mention, and that pretty much sums up some of the most important features, I would say. There's other things like the handles and all that. There's a couple on the top that make it easier for carrying around the airport. But let's just move on to the tests that we want to run on this backpack. The first test we want to run is space. How much can we actually fit into this backpack? I'm going to see how many pairs of clothes I can fit in here. I'm going to put a coat in here. I'm going to put a hoodie in here. I'm going to put all the essentials and see how much I can really put in and how many days worth we can get. On top of that, I'm going to do a waterproofing test. I want to test this material here to see how waterproof this is. And I'm going to do a sprinkle test to see if this backpack is waterproof. I have my ideas, but we're going to see how much it can really withhold and withstand. The last test is kind of a mystery test. The third and final test is to test the comfort of this bag. I'm not going to give you all the details, but stay tuned for that surprise test, and let's dive right into it. Starting with the capacity of this bag. Let's go stuff this thing as full as we can get it.
Alright, I went ahead and laid out all the things that I might want on about a 1 week trip. That includes about a week's worth of clothes. I was able to fit 5 pairs of clothes in here, including swimsuits, pants, shorts, shirts, hoodies, and even jackets. Now, I was quite impressed with the size of this bag. It is really quite compact and small. Like I mentioned out of the package, it's pretty small. If I can fit this much clothes in it, I would be impressed. So, after packing this bag, I actually was really thoroughly impressed. The size of this bag, just to give you an idea, it's small enough to fit under the seat on your flight. You can put this bag as a personal item under the seat in front of you. Obviously, you could put it overhead as well, but I'm just so impressed that I was able to fit this much in a personal item. I don't think I've ever been able to do that before in the past. So as far as compact and capacity of this bag, if I was to give it a rating out of 10, I would probably give it 9 out of 10. It's easily the best I've seen for compact and capacity all in one little package. I have no doubt that this has space for all of the essentials that you need, and it could easily pack for a 1 week trip or potentially longer, obviously shorter as well. As far as capacity test goes, this passes with flying colors due to the compact size and the absurd amount that you're actually able to fit in here.
That takes us to the waterproofing test. Now we know it has this canvas over a lot of the material on this backpack, but we want to see just how waterproof it really is. So we're going to use paper towels in every single pocket, run it through a sprinkle test, and let's see just how waterproof this backpack really is. So the rain was coming down hard this morning, and unfortunately I missed it. So we're going to have to make our own little rainstorm the only way we know how. We're going to makeshift our own little rainstorm in here, and let's get started. We'll see how well this bag does. Oh, there it is. Alright, we just ran it at 3 minutes, and we're going to check to see how much damage or no damage there is to this bag. Now, since I'm soaking wet, I'm going to stay in here and just kind of reveal what it looks like from here. Not trying to drag more water across the whole house. Uh-oh. It's heavy. It kind of feels like there's water in the bag. Alright. Starting with these. You know, it started to seep in a little bit from the bottom. So the paper towel is only a little bit wet at the bottom, and that was in this part. It looks like there's water inside the bag, so let's figure out which pocket absorbed the most. I'm guessing it was the main portion. Okay, so opening this one right up, this is the clothing portion, and it's where I assume most water would come through. The paper towel is absolutely soaked on this one. There's definitely a lot of water in that. Let's check out how waterproof these ones are. Yeah, totally dry. This one's dry, and then let's check this bottom one right here, because this one looks... Oh no! This one's wet. Okay, so this one's soaked, and there's like a little puddle of water in there. Alright, now the part that matters most is going to be this back portion, because this is where... This is... Oh no, it's drenched in here too. This is where your laptop's going to be. So even just 3 minutes under straight water, yeah, it got damp. I wouldn't say it's soaked like the other ones, but it definitely got damp. And this one is, however, completely soaked. Now let's check the back one. Did my bag protect this one enough, or... Let's see. Yep, this one is wet. Very damp. That is completely saturated. I am completely drenched now, but as you can see, this material on the front actually is water resistant. It might even be waterproof. We'll have to do a close-up shot to see that one. Now, this zipper right here, this waterproof zipper, is probably the only one that actually did the job, as well as this one. Water didn't come in from the top, but it did eventually seep in from the bottom where it got soaked, which it's still soaked. It's literally dripping, as you can see. It's not a waterproof bag. Don't bring this bag with you kayaking. Don't bring it with you in open water. But if it is raining and you're moving from the taxi to the airport, or you're leaving the airport and you're heading to your Airbnb and you have to walk a little bit, as long as it's not monsoon rains, crazy rains, my theory is you're going to be pretty good. Something I was disappointed in though, the backside is completely drenched, which is exactly where your electronics would be. I don't really think this bag is made for being waterproof, although it claims on Amazon to have this waterproof material. I think that's what they mean, and they are correct that this material is waterproof. It just is not encompassing the whole entire bag, so your bag will not be waterproof. I was happy about this little one up here though. This one is totally dry. That's a dry paper towel right there. So that's cool. I think if something was to spill in there, it would really separate from the rest of your things and at least withhold the mess more than if you just put the toiletries right in there with the dry clothes, or if you put your wet stuff here. I think it would keep it separate. So yeah, there we have the waterproof test. The material, waterproof. The bag, no, not waterproof. Will it get you through rain? Yes. Will it protect your things? Yes. As long as you're not standing in the rain for an absurd amount of time. For us, it was 3 minutes in torrential downpour in the upstairs shower here. So take that with you as you use this bag. Alright, you've made it this far. It's time for the mystery test, which is going to test the comfort of this bag. And we're going to do it the only way we know possible, which is the tried and true method of an egg drop. The good old-fashioned egg drop. Jeez, this didn't sound good. Got a good old large Costco egg here. And we're going to start here from a standing drop point. 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, I think that did the trick. We go a little higher now. Now from the chair drop. I hope it hits. My aim is not that good. Yeah. Dropping in 3, 2, 1. Well guys, that's a pretty comfy bag. Oh shoot, it did crack. I bet it's when it actually fell off the bag. But yeah, that's a pretty sound cushion. Put some egg white right here. But overall, that's a pretty solid cushion.
All the tests and jokes aside, I do have to say I love this bag. It has surpassed my expectations. The fact that it is this compact and small, that it's water resistant, that I could fit this under the airplane seat, and it has the capacity of 40 liters, I can almost replace my carry-on bag with this little personal item alone, but I don't have to. So as far as personal items and backpacks go, this is an awesome travel bag if you're looking into it. I will link it in the description below. Feel free to check out this Hommie 40-liter backpack. And as always, thank you for watching. Subscribe for more travel hacks and travel videos to help you make more excuses to get out there and get traveling.